fan, and so it was nice to occupy that space in the jungle.
But there was one moment where you went into Doomsville and you really did suddenly become very vulnerable, and all you wanted to do was reach into the TV screen and give you a cuddle.
That was.
While you were struggling to pay your bills, worried about making rent, choosing between heating your home or buying groceries.
It's all we've got to say, young man. Bravo.
It was wonderful.
Oh, it was.
Oh, I loved it. You know, it was so transformative. It's a foolish analogy, but it was a bit like a driver in their car. You know, sort of, if your soul is the driver and this is your car,
Yeah.
you're standing on the outside as the driver and you see the dents in the bonnet and you see the paintwork and you see the model of the car.
Tom Reed Wilson was in the Australian jungle having a spiritual awakening, eating camel brains and getting paid more than most people earn in 5 years.
Actually, when you're in the jungle, you're just the driver looking out at the view. It's just your lens goes out and it's all about what you see and what you're ingesting, and you forget about the car altogether. I didn't even look in the mirror once. It was extraordinary how the whole lens was out. I think because we were communing with nature and because the socialization was so intense.
And the worst part? We paid for him to be there. Stay with me, because what I'm about to expose will make you furious. Welcome back to It's Tragic, where we rip the mask off celebrity culture and expose the uncomfortable truths nobody wants to talk about. I'm your host, and today we need to discuss something that's been absolutely eating at me.
Extraordinary how the whole lens was out. I think because we were communing with nature and because the socialization was so intense, and 18 hours of that kind of socialization. There was no time for anything but a floating soul, you know.
Well, or a floating ruby wax.
Or a floating ruby wax.
You did that quite a lot.
Tom Reed
Started because I was a stonking fan.
Yes, of course.
And I thought, I know I'm going to block my copybook because I'm going to be like a squirting geezer kind of listing her credits. And luckily, that sort of ran dry pretty quickly. And then I think because we were living stiffened. And
because I want to know if I'm the only one who finds this absolutely obscene. Let's break down Tom's interview, shall we? Because the language he uses is absolutely fascinating. He describes the jungle experience as transformative. He says it was like being a driver looking out at the view while forgetting about the car, meaning his body, his physical appearance, his ego. He talks about communing with nature and experiencing 18 hours of intense socialization that left room for nothing but a floating soul. Beautiful imagery, poetic even. Tom's clearly an articulate man with a gift for language. But here's what's really tragic. This is the language of privilege. Only someone who's never truly struggled can describe 3 weeks in a controlled environment with guaranteed meals, safety, and a massive paycheck as transformative. Only someone who's never experienced real hardship can wax poetic about freezing pool dips being galvanizing when millions of people can't afford to heat their actual homes. Tom talks about his lowest ebb when he went to Doomsville, a moment where he became very vulnerable and viewers wanted to reach through the screen and give him a cuddle. He describes feeling like Alice through the looking glass, where the world beyond had paused. You know who else feels like the world has paused? People stuck in poverty with no way out. People working 3 jobs and still can't make ends meet. People whose vulnerability isn't rewarded with a paycheck and a glossy magazine interview afterward. But then Tom had his beautiful moment of catharsis. He walked to a creek, saw 2 cobalt iridescent dragonflies sitting on a boulder in dappled light, and suddenly thought, this is what it's all about. And maybe it is what it's all about, for him, for someone who gets paid to have these experiences, for someone whose biggest challenge is eating a spider that was already a goner on the plate. Meanwhile, his mother, lovely woman I'm sure, was staying in a luxury hotel in Australia. Free holiday, all expenses paid. She led a gang of celebrity family members to get matching koala tattoos. They all held a very sweet koala called Hergy and got it permanently inked on their bodies. How nice, how absolutely delightful. While Tom's mum was getting tattoos in a luxury Australian hotel, there are mothers in the UK who are skipping meals so their children can eat. Mothers watering down infant formula because they can't afford enough food. Mothers crying themselves to sleep because they can't provide basic necessities for their kids. But sure, Tom, tell us more about how the creek sounded like constant percussion and how the bird songs created layers of natural music. Tell us about your lowest moment in Doomsville, which, by the way, is just a section of a manufactured camp in the Australian jungle, where you were guaranteed 3 meals a day, medical supervision, and a massive paycheck at the end. I'm not saying Tom Reed Wilson is a bad person. I'm not even saying he didn't have a genuine experience. What I'm saying is that the system that creates these experiences, that values these experiences over actual human suffering, is absolutely tragic, and we need to talk about it. Comment below right now. Do you think celebrities deserve 6-figure salaries to eat bugs on TV while regular people struggle to survive? Because I want to know if I'm the only one who finds this absolutely obscene.